Robert G. Plywood. That was the bit of UGK that you guys heard pop out of my phone. Robert G. Plywood. That was the bit of UGK. Robert G said, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing great, Robert G. Ruiz, member, friend of the program. Also, hi, shout out Plywood. Ruiz said, sup, fan bam. Sup, Ruiz. Woodshed by Dan, welcome. Woodshed by Dan says, hey Calvin, Plywood, Robert, Heather. We alive, says Ruiz. That's true. I'm the type of person that's over-prepared, so I made this mallet as an extra in case we do another giveaway, because I had already had these all these other ones accounted for and whatnot. So I wanted to have an extra one around. Just to have in case we do another one of those, but definitely subscribe, like this channel, like this video. Wes Does It. Wes Does It is here. Shout out Wes. Wes Does It said, don't speak to me until you hit the like button. Hold on. Sorry, Wes. Now I hit the like button. Now I can speak. Welcome, Wes. Ooh, that's actually, I'm glad I found my curved file. I like this little kind of knuckle cutout area. Really love that when it comes to the mallet handles. I use a square handle mallet. Like I don't have a lathe. I actually don't have a spokes shave either, so I got to do everything with chisels and stuff. That side looks good right there. Sherf. Sure. That's all he's got in town. So sure. Sure. Turn this volume down on my phone. Through that feedback. I put palm swell into my mallet handles most of the time. I put palm swell into the handle most of the time. I put palm swell using the handles most of the time. I don't know. Heather B says, how do you abbreviate sheriff? I'm going to guess, but I know it will be wrong. I wouldn't be able to tell you that, Heather B. I didn't know there was an abbreviation for sheriff. Abbreviated with BAMF, B-A-M-F. I didn't even chisel these sides down. Let me use a chisel on these. Ruiz said, Mallet's looking fire, Calvin. Good job. And I say, thank you, Ruiz. Wes Does It says, you just tap your badge. Tippity tap. And ha 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 ha. Very true. Fair point. I don't know if you're talking about me and my Banff point, but yeah, Banff. Call the sheriff Banff. Shift. Hey, look. Someone put a new tool on my bench. What Dan say? Dan said, I'll be hanging in the background, folks. Busy in the shop today, but I'm watching. Everybody check out Woodshed by Dan. Woodshed by Dan has a video he just put out yesterday, I believe. And he put a lot of work into that video. It would be nice if y'all checked it out, dropped a comment, shared it with somebody, liked it. All the stuff I wish you would do with mine, but I'm afraid to ask you. You know, check out my videos. Check out Dan's videos. Like them. Comment on them. Share them with someone else. The last video was him building a top. Am I right, Woodshed by Dan? You built a spinny top. And there's a lot of steps to this process. He used some tooling. You know, he had some decent tools in his shop, and he kind of went around the shop and used a lot of the tools to build this top. So, Ruiz said, thank you, Google. Heather B said, LOL, thank you, Ruiz, and his Google account. This was my first I Spy item. Yep, there was a little, y'all had a little, what you call it, Easter egg in the background, but I ruined it. We're all looking for that unicorn, though, so at least I found mine. You know what I mean? Yeah, no problem, Woodshed by Dan. Again, check out Woodshed by Dan stuff, man. He's got a bright, bright future, as I said in my comment on his video. He's going to be all right on here. The way he's making videos, he's got natural talent, got the great amount of tools, too. Having those tools is going to help, but also his drive and talent. So, Woodshed by Dan, check him out. All right, what I just did was take some of that top off, but I took it off unevenly, so let me try this again. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, really. That's not bad. You might have to sharpen chisels on this live stream, guys. That ain't what I've been used to for the last couple of days. Wow, we got a good blowout from that thing, too. Might have to change my bandsaw blade. Let me take this time to say this. First of all, I'm over on Instagram. I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram. Go ahead, if you're around, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on, friend me on Facebook. Follow me on, I'm on TikTok. Don't got many people on there either. YouTube is my home, right? But I'm trying to expand now. I'm trying to have a home away from home. So let's start this social media campaign and get that other stuff down there. Also, make sure that you subscribe here and consider a membership if you're a person of means or you want to support what you watch. Consider that. Honestly, y'all, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We don't survive off of ad money. We're gonna survive off of membership. Thank you, Miss Heather. I'm gonna do one more cut on here, and I'm gonna actually make it super straight. I'm gonna make sure that I got my. Because I just don't love the. You know what? Nah, this is what we do. Because I don't want to blow out the edge. The problem with going end grain on this right now is, and I'll show you. If I take my planer, which is not in great condition now, and I go over this end grain here, it's going to want to pull the grain off the edge and tear away, right? It doesn't even want to work because the plane's not in great condition. It's good enough to work with the grain, but not against it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chisel, but I'm also going to bring my stone up here and polish because my chisels are getting duller. And I got to do some bed work today too. I'm getting down to like my last 7 runners on the bed going across, and I did put the one in the tricky spot on the one side with the knots. So I'm getting done with it, and I'm really starting to like get my mind on that steam bender, so I can make some sexy wood items that are bent. You don't even need expensive wood. Cheaper is kind of better. And we're gonna build a dovetail box. I might make a challenge for that and set a challenge out to the other makers to make a single dovetail box. Don't time yourself. There is a common woodworking challenge, which is to try to make a 5-minute dovetail. I'm not big on time challenges though, because I don't like people to get in the habit of rushing. So I don't particularly like that one. I know why they do it. It's so that you can kind of make a joint and get past it and learn how to just not overthink joinery. It's a single dovetail challenge usually, so you're just making a single dovetail. I probably got one around here. No, probably inside. Giving a lot of single dovetail boxes away and doubles. Grain is real wonky right here. Don't chisel towards yourself, y'all. Frostbite Digital in the house. Frostbite Digital, welcome. Frostbite said, howdy, y'all. I'm on Discord too. I think Frostbite just friended me on Discord. So I encourage y'all to do that too. Maybe Miss Heather will throw that link in here too. Also, if you have a channel, Wes, for example, plug your channel now. I'm gonna plug it for you. Wes does it. Amazing channel. I don't think I have Mike in here right now. It's Mike's birthday today, I believe. So let's be nice to Mike and make sure that we wish him a happy birthday. Mike is making stuff. Oh, great. Got a new follower on Instagram. Thank you. I think that's Robert G. Thank you, Robert G. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to start crafting some individual Instagram content, that's appropriate for Instagram. I had fun making TikToks for a while there, but it was not fruitful. So I had to stop doing it in favor of stuff that made sense to do. But we're going to make TikTok videos too. It's just going to be oriented towards what we do here. Let me talk for a second about live stream etiquette, since a lot of people have me so misunderstood, dude. And I don't mind putting this in my live stream today. The other day in another person's live stream, and this has happened a couple times, and I definitely have soul searched about it. So if you think that I'm all thinking I'm super right about everything, that's not true. I will, as a mod, I will vocally interrupt and step in the way of folks in the chat trying to draw traffic away from the live stream. So sometimes you may see me, and this is the only time I can actually speak on it, because when I'm in the chat, I have to type everything out. So let me explain myself. When you are trying to run a live stream and folks, especially mods, are in your chat and they say, hey, check out my new video. It's only 15 minutes long. Here's the link. You just took 15 minutes of viewing time from the person that was you're friends with or that you're modding for, right? That 15 minutes they might never come back after that. And I'm not saying that it's not good they came to you, because I'm glad about that. But when they finish watching that video, are they going to take that thumb and move it back over to your live stream? Maybe, maybe not. So here's my point. It's just better etiquette to either ask to plug or just participate in the chat. People are going to subscribe if they see you in the chat, they check your channel out, and they like it. 90% of the live streams I mod, I get 0 subscriptions for. So if you're getting 30 or 40 subscriptions off a live stream from sitting there in the chat, you're probably plugging your live stream, right? This was happening a couple months ago. I noticed people would come in my chat and end up with 30 or 40 more subscribers, which is great. I'm glad that happened because we're a family. But it happened because people would say stuff like, oh, did you see my new video got 15,000 views? Did you see my comment on that post? Oh, you should come look at it. It's only a few minutes long. I had somebody come in here and talk about their premiere that was going on while my live stream was happening. They were having a premiere event. So, rub me the wrong way. Doesn't mean I don't like those people. I function on this. I really do. And Heather and I were talking about this the other day. I love people. I also accept people. In this world, there's a certain amount of that you're going to have to do to love people. But I don't always like people, right? But I still love them. It's not a matter of I love humankind. I want people to do well. I want the human race to do better. I'm not here to make this world a tougher place. But as hard as it is to put yourself on a live stream, and you've gone and put yourself out there, and you have developed a following, and to have people climb on your back and kind of kick you down, it's tough. It's tough. And a lot of people don't see it that way, but that's what if you were looking at the numbers, you would know what I was talking about. And right now, I'm okay with 25 folks in this room, 24, whatever it is, because right now I'm speaking my piece. I'm going to get past it. I'm going to let it go. But it's not personal when I argue with people. I learned how to disagree with people, you know? I mean, when I argue with you, it doesn't mean I don't like you or you're my enemy, you know what I mean? It's like, especially men. I think men are really, really simple socially a lot. And they simplify things. If they see somebody get mad, especially guys. I was in education for so many years that the cattiness around me was palpable. Hard to believe in a business like public education that you can have people that are trying to climb, but you do. Not much to climb to, you know, but you do have that. So I got accustomed to that, but it was different because it was mostly women. Here now I switched 100% over, and my clientele here is 95% men. So the manner of socialization, the manner of dealing with people is different. Put that fan towards me. Ooh, much better. Not a bad day here though. How's the weather where you guys are at? Somebody drop something in the chat. I want to meet a new person. I like to meet new people every day. HCC, hey Billy, hey Heather. HCC said, hey Johnny, Ruiz. Sup Billy? Said Ruiz. Billy's in the house. Billy, thank you for your comments on those videos. Appreciate you. Or the comment on that video, I should say. All right, now we got our mallet pretty much done. I also have my fire going, so hopefully I'll have be able to brand this mallet today, but let's sand it down. Let me throw my iron in the fire. We got a lot of folks from Texas. Ruiz down there in Texas. My branding iron guy. Check out my short, I just made one about it. Here's something I learned in woodwork. Check it out. Somebody can disagree with me too if they want. If you don't know which way to approach the grain, but you know you need to approach it, start diagonal. And that's with a chisel, the file, any tool you're working your wood with. If you're afraid to approach the grain, try approaching it diagonally. Y'all know what I mean when I say that? Man, I don't think I'll ever get used to this heat. My body's like, wants me to go back to the motherland. The other day, Lion said it was cool like fall up there in England, northern England. I was jealous. A bunch of dummies to leave the old country, man. Sorry, ancestors. I wonder if the birthday boy is going to show up in here. Heather, it is his birthday today, right? Let's get to this chat. Happy curmudgeon carving. Matthew said, hey Wes. Wes said, hey Matthew. Billy said, 72 and cloudy. He's out in Western North Carolina. Wes does it. Said, contractors say every damn thing they think out loud. LOL. So do hairy homeowners sometimes. You know what hairy homeowner is? Hairy homeowner is you if you don't have any technical expertise and you are doing some kind of work or having some work done. Don't tell the guy how to do their job. They freaking hate that. Mechanics, contractors, framers, plumbers, they really like to tell you what needs to be done because that's what they do. They also didn't go to communication school, most of them. So what they do is communicate what needs to be done, do it, and then tell you after they're done. So let's keep that like that. That's what I always say. I was telling my dad wants to look over everybody's shoulder when they're doing their work. Jack of all trades, but a hairy homeowner indeed. Sorry, Dad. Shout out, Dad. Dad's over in Europe right now. enjoying the balm, enjoying the cool Amsterdam weather at the moment. Probably choking a couple back too, you know what I'm talking about? He over in the coffee shop having a cup of coffee, right? It's been since Vietnam, since my dad chiefed that stuff. But he's over in Amsterdam. Why not, right? You know what I mean? Well, probably not. Ruiz said, Wes Does It said, let me go back. Let me go back. Wes Does It said, no passive aggressions, just aggressions. I mean, there's something to be said for that. Ruiz said, can't wait for cooler weather, Calvin. Gotta get my chat back again. It's like flashing. Kill the window. I'm gonna take this watch off because when I had my bandsaw here, I was banging my watch screen into it. Ooh, that looks good. That edge is good. I'm gonna leave that. Let me go check the chat on my phone here. Billy said, Ruiz, I'm ready for cooler temperatures too. Ruiz said, those progressive first-time homebuyer commercials got my dad in them real quick. Explain that, Ruiz. Curious about that. My fire did not start. I've been dealing with this soppy wood and I'm not putting like kindling in there. So I'm like trying to start it with, you know, like towel, like fat. And I'm putting stuff in there and I'm realizing the wood I'm putting in there, I'm not putting enough kindling in. And the wood I'm putting in there is sopping because of all the rain we've had. So I keep ending up going in there. I start the fire, I get back, it's dead. I know better. I definitely know better. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. I'm gonna ask Wes a question. Wes, here's a question for you. If you were, and I know you've had some poor experiences with both sides, and I've heard some stories, but let me ask you this. If you were going to a home and you knew they needed a ton of work done, and there was gonna be one of the two married, say it's a married couple with kids are at school, would you rather deal with a male or a female as far as who's going to handle the money, who's going to handle talking to you, you know, the communications of the job, all the job specs and all that stuff? The question for Wes, if he's in the chat still, I know he's got stuff, he's a busy day today. Any other contractors in the chat? Would you rather deal with a man? And this is not sexist, I'm talking about because of the behaviors. This goes back to what I was talking about hairy homeowner, right? Would you rather deal with a man that you had to communicate all the problems that you had to deal with during the contracting, or would you rather deal with the homeowner as a woman? Rui said, because you were talking about dad watching over the contractor's shoulder, and my dad be doing stuff like that too, like in those commercials, for example, they write their last name on their trash cans. Yes. Like with the dude, and he's trying to tell him to like stop doing stuff like that. Yeah. Dads be doing dad stuff like that is true. I think they get worse over time because they think they know more. You know, they're old, so they're like, oh yeah, I've changed a tire before. Let's talk about my catalytic converter with this mechanic. Let's question whether it's the catalytic converter. I've changed my oil before. I rebuilt a truck in high school shop. I'm going to take this edge a little bit. Dads be dadding, man, you know? Making terrible jokes. I don't know what's wrong with them. HCC Matthew says, did you say what kind of wood you made that from? This is ash, Matthew. This is ash wood here. Very hard, you know, similar in hardness and tensile strength to wood. But I think it takes impact better. That's why you see ash made, like Louisville sluggers are made out of ash. A lot of handles, if they're not made out of hickory, hickory has a lot of movement in ambient humidity, right? So when the wood has lost its moisture content down to like 10-11%, pecan, hickory, woods like that will still actually move in that a lot. Cup and bow, all kinds of stuff. So this is ash, Matthew, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this mallet yet because it's an extra. I want to make sure I have stuff for giveaways too, because I want to keep growing my family here, and I haven't sold an item on here yet. Not looking to monetize these things. I'm trying to grow my community. As I told Wes the other day, my currency is people. I want more people. I'm not worried about making $10 here and $5 there. It's not coin operated, man. It took me like a year to get out of coin operated mentality. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say coin operated mentality? You switch your time for money. Right? It's an exchange of your time and labor and effort for money. Then you take that money and you buy items and services with it. We know what currency is. With that, I want to apologize for whatever just happened there, first of all. Hopefully we're back. And then I want to say a sincere thank you to Carrie for a couple things. The first thing I want to thank Carrie for is that donation towards the channel and what we do here. The second thing I want to thank Carrie for is giving me a chance to prove that I'm worth paying attention to. And actually, there's a third thing I want to thank Carrie for. Carrie comes into the chat with awesome questions, and she seems genuinely interested, and so that really fuels me, you know, when I hear that stuff. So I hope I'm still here. Yeah, we're back. Thank God. Thank God. Thank y'all. Thank you, Carrie. I hate to get disconnected right when somebody passes along such a generous gift, and I don't take that lightly at all. So thank you so much, Carrie. We truly appreciate you. Yeah, we'll be here for you, and we're gonna keep doing stuff. We're gonna keep on this train. I'm not quitting, so whatever mileage I get out of everything, I'm gonna keep putting it right back into this channel. I know Wes and I strategize on this stuff every day. You know, unless something happens to one of us, or, you know, Mike or whatever, we're not going to quit. None of us we're quitting type. I watch a whole channel about not quitting. My whole thing is not quitting. I get down sometimes. A lot of us have quit plenty of stuff. I don't know why they do that. What's wrong with them? Thank you, Carrie. And you know that I have all the appreciation in the world, and hopefully I can keep showing that. And all of my friends here, Ruiz and Wes, members, Carrie, all of you guys are just indispensable. And so let me say this, not to be greedy, but I encourage everyone who can, because sometimes cards don't allow you to become members. There's because you have to have a sustained membership, and so you can't use certain transactional forms for that. But if you can become a member, and we're just going to keep growing this thing. That's really what's going to make these channels grow. Obviously, donations like that tremendously helpful to us continuing this mission of basically crafting, enjoying yourself, and trying to make life some elegant, pretty things in your life. You know, it's nothing wrong with having beautiful things, and nothing wrong with making them yourself. So Carrie, keep coming with those great questions, and I'm going to keep answering them to the best of my ability. And if I can't, Wes will be in here, so I don't have to worry about that. By the way, Carrie does have a channel. She has started a channel, and she's going to get a ton of plugs right now. Carrie's channel, go check it out. Do subscribe. And anything else you can do, watch the videos, share the videos, and comment on the videos. Those are like the most important things to a beginning channel. Those shares, those views by the right demographic, and even the wrong demographic, because the system has to figure out what viewers it's looking for, you know? So that takes a while. Sometimes people get down, they make a short, and it gets 2 views in the first 5 hours. It does happen where you make these, and they're hunting for the right customer for that. And so that takes a while sometimes, and you'll see it pick up in views, you know. Now we'll help you get it off the ground. I know Miss Heather's getting ready. Once she's working on a gig right now, but once this gig finishes, she's gonna focus some of her energy, if I may say, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mind being corrected here. Obviously, she's the one that corrects me often. She's gonna do some media stuff, and she has tremendous experience in film. You know, she went to film school. She knows the software. She knows how to cut. She knows how to frame photos and video, lighting, audio, editing, all that stuff. Valuable information. And so Miss Heather is going to be on that kind of stuff, and that might, Carrie, you might even find that stuff super helpful. And Miss Heather's channel, by the way, which you should subscribe to as well, she has I think she's around 300 subscribers. She does not aggressively try to grow it. She's recently what's the word I'm looking for, overhauled her entire channel, like deleted all the old content and started adding new and different, more artistic content to her channel. Check it out. I love Miss Heather's videos, man. She gets the vibe, you know. Let's do the handle. Yeah, you know, I stopped watching news. Now I sit and watch live streams all the time. A whole different ball game, man. We're gonna oil this thing too, since I don't have a fire, so I can't brand it at the moment. We're gonna oil it. Wes Does It said, I know Adobe Premiere, Heather. And by the way, Carrie said, so much better than watching the news. Heather said, no Adobe Premiere, Heather. Carrie said, me too, when I can. Heather B said, a little bit, Wes. Billy Schumate said, YouTube is my TV. I think a lot of people can relate to you on that. Heather B said, I've worked on it before. Carrie said, it just feels better to know that there are other folks there that I can connect with. We're here for you, Carrie. And the other day you said something that was directly in my mind, and I was like, this lady gets it. Wes Does It said, same, Billy. Heather B said, it feels more up to date to be in live streams. I agree. And hey, think about this. Like, a lot of y'all there's hardly anybody who lives east of us, right? Because we live right near the ocean. So if a gigantic tidal wave hits me, you'll see it on my live stream, and you know you got to get to high ground like within the next few hours. And see, I did y'all a life-saving favor. See that? How I came up with that with my imagination? That's how I can help you in a life and death struggle. If I get hit by a tidal wave, you know it's coming your way. You got a little time to prepare for it. You know, I'm destroyed. Who cares about that? But you know, you have time to get yourself to high ground. You know, when that tidal wave strikes my workshop in the middle of a live stream. Happy Curmudgeon, meaning Matthew, said, I love watching YouTube. At least I can learn something. I agree. The other day I was talking about refractory concrete with my dad and the thermodynamic properties of concrete, and how I wanted to make some better concrete vessels that could handle more heat. And he's like, there's probably a YouTube video on that, making concrete candle vessels. I was like, yeah, there is, but I made it. My mom's like, yeah, he is like one of the only people that makes concrete candles. My dad thinks that he doesn't realize I'm a YouTuber. He thinks I'm still grabbing information from YouTube a lot about these things. If I could have found it, Dad, I would have. If it was there, I would have found it. Oops. Well, that wasn't my chisel. Got this one jagged edge on this top piece here. This is my nicest one yet, for sure. So again, thank you to Carrie. Big wood clap to Carrie. Thank you to Wes for being here. Thank you to Billy and Plywood. Carrie made a big gift to the channel today. Thank you so much for that gift. What does it say on here? I want to like that. And love it. Super chat. Crazy good super chat. You know, we live off that stuff. Thank you so much. I'm about to buy a Rockler steam generator, and I'm a little short of money, so there we go. Now I can get it. And more stuff. And when I start bending, it may be frustrating, but I know it's going to be rewarding. I'm quite confident it's going to be a rewarding process. I haven't seen any steam bending live streams. Anybody seen those steam bending live streams? Because I have not. Seen videos, for sure. Second here, I'm gonna take a water break. Then I'm gonna move this over to we're gonna work on the bedrooms. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. Please do double tap that screen, like this video. If you're interested in this kind of woodwork that we do here, and the things we do here, and you're already subscribed, the next thing to do is to become a member of the channel. Haven't seen Mike is making stuff yet today. It is Mike's birthday today, I believe. Let's go back a second here. Heather B said Calvin's super good at catastrophizing. That is true. I am a fatalist. Happy Curmudgeon Carving said, I like that, Heather. Wes Does It said, me too, Heather. Heather B said, so quick at it, LMAO. I'm always impressed with his worst case scenarios. Used to have this book, don't know if you had this one, Wes, called the Worst Case Scenario Handbook. It like told you how to escape from like the jaws of a alligator or whatever. Love that book, man. And it did teach me like to like think of worst case scenarios all the time. When I go over a bridge, I open my window, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I always look like if they still built cars with manual windows, I would go for those first. Right. Oh, Amy Jo, okay, that's fine. I'll allow it, right? I'll allow Mike to be on Amy Jo's live stream because it is his birthday. Otherwise, I don't know what he's doing over there. You know, his ass needs to be over here. I'm just kidding. He can go wherever he wants. He's a grown man. I see another spot I need to get with the chisel here. I definitely could make mallets all the time because they're fun, but I'm not going to, guys. I won't bore you with that forever. We'll switch it up. Telling you, man, you gotta roll that window down. Don't go over a bridge with your window up, dude. What happens when it goes under in the power shorts? You gotta pound that window out with thousands of pounds of pressure on it. Made an animated short about Wesley McIntyre, who was a guy who went 150 feet off a bridge in 1980. He survived. He's the only one. A bunch of people went off that bridge. Yeah, manual windows. They should have kept making those, to be honest, dude. They're a little harder to fix, though, because I fixed electric windows before. It's just changing a switch, and usually there's a wiring harness, so you don't even have to wire stuff yourself. But roll-up windows are a little trickier, especially if the handle or the mechanism behind it breaks. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, he went off a bridge and he went to the bottom. It was 40 feet down in the water, and he woke up on the wheel underwater and swam to the surface and survived the fall because he hit the ship that hit the bridge and broke the truck's fall on the way down, if that makes sense. Pretty crazy scenario. After I made that animated short, the family of Wesley McIntyre contacted me. I didn't know if that would happen or not, but I was contacted by his surviving family members. It's crazy. And I don't know if Heather says all my GM cars had windows slide off their tracks and I'm so GD aggravating to fix. And I don't know if she's talking, it sounds like she's talking about manual windows. Frostbite Digital said, when people come up to my passenger window and I roll down my driver's side to yell at them to come around, it's pretty hilarious. All windows suck to work on. Only good way to remove is the door panel. Yeah, I agree, Frostbite. Hopefully it's just a switch if you got a window problem. You know, that's the best case scenario. But that will fail your inspection in a lot of states. Like any non-working window, like in Virginia, I think, passenger or driver side has to work. If neither of them work, then you fail. So like you see me after inspection, fail sticker on the car, I'm sitting there with tools, fixing switches, man. Daniel Gandara, longtime member of the program, is in the house. Daniel, Carrie threw me a $50 super chat. I just want to tell you that, not to make you donate, but I just wanted to shout that out. Shout out to Carrie with the $50 super chat, man. Daniel says, I go a Sun and Ski ad. Wish I would get the Harbor Freight ads. That's interesting. Well, maybe Harbor Freight needs to get an affiliate deal with me so that when y'all click the thing, because a lot of y'all are Harbor Freight folks, and I know they run those ads on my live stream. Some other ones too. I don't know if Lowe's has done it, but I know Harbor Freight jumped on it quick. Glad they're not running payday loan ads as much anymore. I don't like those. I don't like what they do to people. Man, this mallet is the best mallet I've made for sure. Oh my gosh. Frostbite Digital said, by the way, let me go up. Carrie said, great idea. Talking about one window down in the van, I believe, when she said that. And then we have Frostbite Digital. In Texas, you can pass with tape in your window, I'm pretty sure. And you have to ask the other Texans in the house here. Got a bunch of Texans. Gandar is a Texan. Ruiz is a Texan. This is and then, Mike is from Texas also. But a lot of Texas people here. Well, you say you can pass with tape. I don't know if you're joking or not. It sounds like you may be joking. Oh, really? All right, so what I was told in Virginia is I had neither working. I had my passenger and my driver's side were down because bad switches. My kids messed them up. They broke them. And so they said, well, you can have one not working, but both fails inspection. So then I just went and changed them both. It was nice to have rolling up windows. That's nice. Yeah, Virginia's a little tougher. Yeah, when you go into Harbor Freight, they probably take your phone number. Look at that, y'all. Look at how smooth that thing is, man. And then you see the progress, because they look good, but even this one, the top is tighter. This one may be slightly better on the mallet head, but you see when they're tongue oiled, the difference in hue. I might leave this one unfinished. I don't know. It looks nice. I can still brand them with finish on them too. So yeah. Second here, I'm gonna move over to the bed because I pretty much done everything I can do on this mallet. For now, if I'm not going to brand it, Danny Gandar said, I go to Harbor Freight all the time. I have the US General 5 drawer mechanic cart and the power strip. The power strip USB lane keeps shorting out, so I replace it every couple months. Billy Shumay said, not good, Daniel. Talking about the shorting, I'm sure. Yeah, you can't even see any squeeze out on this too, man. Alright, so I think it's that time where we have a quick water break and I transition over to the bed. Daniel said, I have the Apache cases I use for my recording equipment so it doesn't collect dust. It's in the long storage. Alright folks, water break, camera switch. Daniel says, I don't think the cord on the strip is meant to accidentally take power. But he said, our break is 5 minutes away, or even needs supplier that we got those Walmart that gave me the strip. So we got the daily I imagine it's even more intense building going on there than a lot of other places. People from the south, I think the population from the south. The south is always gone, and the north is always free. But the temperatures and the tiring. Sorry, y'all. Had to grab my microphone. Let me read that chat again. All right, got my microphone. Let me read that again. Daniel said all those stores, he's talking about Home Depot, Lowe's, and Harbor Freight, are all 10 minutes away. Lowe's and Home Depot are 4 miles, and Harbor Freight is about another 2 miles from them. That lumber yard you're talking about, Daniel said there's also a McCoy's lumber yard, but the wood is a little expensive. Yeah, because it's an actual home lumber yard. They probably actually source and get their own lumber, and they'll cut it for you bespoke. That's awesome to have close by, man. Because they're not going to charge you like a home sawyer will. Those guys will charge you crazy amounts of money. Can't see me well right now, but what I'm doing is I'm putting an 1.5 inch mark down the depth of these dovetail lap joints. They're like lap joints and dovetails. Matthew got to roll out. Matthew, peace. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Uh-oh, did I freeze? I think YouTube hates me today. We're gonna drop the camera a little bit, guys. Here we go. Don't get dizzy. Right, it's kind of hard to see the pencil layout though. All right, peace. Daniel, appreciate you, Daniel. Friend of the program and member. Thank you for coming, Daniel. BW, welcome. BW said, when are you going to relax and play some games with me, man? Whenever, man. You play Age of Empires? I guess I got to get Steam again. I haven't played a game in so long. Well, I play FIFA, like FC, with my son. And I beat him in Madden. He's terrible at Madden. So I beat him in that one, but he's got me in FC. BW says, Heather Carey, salute. Frostbite Digital said, hey BW. Shout out BW Wood Turning from, like I call it, the Daneland. Alright, I can clean that shoulder up. No, go ahead, BW. See how he asked? Like, appreciate that, man. Sorry if I don't require that, but I do appreciate it, you know? So yeah, no, go ahead and promote, man. Fill that chat up with promotion, huh? Good dude, I like you. Man, I don't like the way that joint turned out, though. That's gonna be tricky. Hey, BW, by the way, let me promote him before he starts throwing his own stuff on there. BW Wood Turning from Denmark. Check out his channel. He does fun stuff. He's a nice guy. He does daily updates. Great channel, especially if you want to be a member of something. What was I coming up here for? Big chisel. So check out BW's channel. BW said this: I just did my workshop update. There is a free lesson for anyone that reaches out to him for that. So let me read it from his perspective. I just did a workshop update, and there is a free lesson for anyone that can reach out to me in that. And BW just specified it's a wood turning lesson, so you know. And anybody who's interested, please do check that out. It's an opportunity to learn some stuff from a nice guy who seemingly has patience, which is hard to find with people who teach stuff. Look at my framing mallet. Change that image perspective a little bit. Frostbite Digital said, lurking while I go deliver some dressers. Enjoy your day if I don't speak to y'all again. Frostbite Digital, thank you. Carrie Freston said, at Heather, and she's laughing. And BW Wood Turning said, one-on-one lesson free for the first 4 peeps that contact him. Yeah, man, that sounds like an opportunity to me. Somebody should turn a screw gun into a lathe and then learn. I don't know if y'all try to do that. I think Mike did it on one video. Wes did it on a video where he made a temporary lathes so he wouldn't have to use a spoke shave or something. It looked like it was working too. So BW's got some opportunities for you. Special Calvin's chat exclusives right there. Wow, that's really cool if he does do that. Mike has some inventive ideas, man. The treadmill probably has a strong enough motor. You gotta have a strong enough motor for a lathe. Lathes are powerful. I don't watch much of it, but when I watch y'all's channels and I see you doing, I see the machine is powerful and how you all talk about it based on its power. It's almost like you guys talk about them like they're car engines. Yes, a phone. Wood Turning says you need a lathe and basic tools and a phone, of course. Heather B said he's a madman, and I don't know who he's on. Oh, Mike. Carrie says he's a genius. Yes, he is in his own way, man. Mike is, he's a MacGyver, man. He's a Texas MacGyver is what he is. This wood is so dry and knotty here. This board, Mike, Wes and I were talking about it. Wood that's only fit for pallets earlier. This board, if it's not fit for pallet, is like one step above that. All right, so let me go back in the chat a second. Friend of the program, BW Wood Turning, has offered a free lathe lesson to the first 4 people who contact him. That's an awesome opportunity if you just got a lathe. You have to have a lathe and some basic tools and then a phone so that you can communicate. And BW is willing to like convey knowledge upon you. I gotta get a small chisel here. So go back a second, he says. No lessons available for telepathy, Miss Heather. BW says, my lathe is a bit more than most peeps would have. Heather, for you, of course. Heather said, ha ha ha, I love that, Carrie. Heather said, ha ha ha, thank you, and brain with a lightning bolt. Carrie said, I will definitely catch up on your vids, BW. Frostbite Digital said, a Texas MacGyver sounds like me and Mike need to be friends. MacGyver is my middle name. Yeah, man, he's Texas MacGyver, polishing chisels with toothpaste. He'll show you, he took a brake rotor and he's turning it into a pull chisel, right? A pull plane. I mean, the guy's inventive and resourceful. That's his thing. Totally his thing. See, I've got several knots in the periphery of this joint here. Not in the actual joint. It's almost worse like that because they mess the grain up around it. I'm a biplane. I'm a biplane. Will that raise my views? Mike said, or Heather said, Mike's got a live today at 8 p.m. You should check it out. Mike is making stuff. I think that's correct. That is. I believe it's capital M's, but I don't know if it's case sensitive. Yes, Carrie said if you don't watch him, he is at Mike is making stuff. There is underscores between those words, though. Let me check that part of it. Frostbite Digital said, yeah, I already read that. BW says, I've been teaching wood turning for 6 years, and my normal fee is $43.80 in Danish crowns or American dollars. Yeah, $3.80 for 4 hours. Yeah. Sounds similar to my piano tutelage fees. If I like accompany somebody who's a vocalist or they have an instrumentalist and they need me, I'm gonna charge probably similar to that amount for one session. The practice would be another amount of that same figure. So people don't know, man. Education costs money. They know that in Africa though, because like people are bending, even kids pounding with salt rocks over there. Parents know best thing they can do is use their money towards their kids' studies. But here in America, man, we like stuff so much. It's bad. We're big on stuff. I like to buy stuff and it has a name on it. We like it, you know? We like to wear company names on our clothes too. Common American thing. To advertise for people for free. Now, I would normally be able to pare straight down this line, but there's a knot right there. Check me out on Instagram, folks. If you're like one of my friends, I don't expect randos to do that. Y'all are just learning who I am, passing through. That's fine. Enjoy. But if you know me and stuff, go check me out. Go follow me on Instagram. I'll certainly follow you back on Instagram. Not a problem. I don't like to say that on YouTube because they don't like follow for subscribe for subscribe deals. But definitely on Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm just started working on growing that at Calvin Seaton. I'm also trying to work on TikTok. I focused a lot on YouTube over the last year and a half or so. So not all of it translates. All right. Let me go back a second. So a 2-hour free lesson is not a bad deal, says BW Woodturning, and no, it's not. It's a great deal. Like I say, education is valuable. We value your knowledge, BW. I value your knowledge. I know it's worth it. Carrie said, if you are into music, have you heard of the indie band called Sons of Legion? Wes does it. Says that's who's going to pay your playback. Mike is making stuff. The birthday man is in the house. I don't call him a boy because he's a grown-ass man. Mike is making stuff in the house. Birthday man. Birthday dude. Check out Mike, man. Give Mike some props. 21 years old today. It's Mike's 21st birthday. He's about to get lit. It's about to be lit. He's about to be turned. It's about to be lit. He's about to be turned. Of course, what makes that different from any Friday night? It's his birthday, so he's going to be turned with an ER. Superlative. Mike's 21st birthday, man. Check Mike out. All of that pent up stuff that he's harbored for his teenage years, he now is going to release. The shoulder on this needs to be adjusted here. It'll still go in. I think. I don't want to force it. Yeah, I'm going to take some of this shoulder off, y'all. Dance all time, guys. We're just gonna take a hair off that that shoulder because that's what's keeping it from going in here. See, I missed the cut line on the shoulders. This is me being honest right here. Where's it at? See that yellow line right there? That's where it's to. That's the tolerance right there. Tiny bit off this side too. Yeah, Mike, we were just calling you the Texas MacGyver. That's what I called you. I coined you the Texas MacGyver. Oh yeah, that fits perfectly, y'all. Where's my framing mallet? Oh, there we go. Gotta see the chat. There we go. Let's go back a second. Mike is making stuff. There is a special guest coming in at CTP time from 7 hours away. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I was there for that. And Mike said, I'm building benches, but I don't usually get company. Yeah, he's going to have company tonight. I'm going to go bother him on his birthday. All of these are going to go through the surface planer because some of them have little twists in them. Come into the light. Come into the light without tripping. Stop tripping. Yes, great question. Carrie said, Calvin, see, Carrie always got a great question. Calvin, are you going to plane them afterwards? I'm going to plane them. Once I finish all these runners, I'm going to put them all through this higher, lower end surface planer from DeWalt. Thank you, DeWalt, for replacing it. Higher, lower end. That's like upper, lower, middle class. I need my pencil. Where's my pencil? Oh, there it goes. And I need that. I need my speed square. I think I got everything I need. And my old man glasses. All right, well, we're doing 3 inches between these. That's the standard on beds, guys. So if you're making a bed, keep that in mind. I have made beds where I didn't keep that in mind. Ended up having to do some improvising with my joinery and do some more complicated stuff with diagonals and straight beams between all the rungs, which was cool looking, but definitely not expected. So 3 inches there, and we got that square rule, guys. Line that up here. We're going to dovetail this, but probably not this evening, this afternoon. What I'm doing right now is I just want to get its orientation where that one is going to go, and you can see we got 3 or 4 more to go and we're done. Wes out of here. Take care, Wes. Thank you for being here. Friend of the program and mentor, and also member, Wes. All right. But let me go back to see what was said before that. Carrie said, you already know I will be there unless my wife needs me to do something. Of course, you know. It's like, I will be there too unless Heather needs me to do something. And you know, I jump right to that without ever complaining. BW Wood Turning says, happy B-Day, dude. He's talking to Mike because it's Mike's birthday. Mike's the man of the hour. Carrie Frasca said, Calvin, are you going to plane them afterwards? I did answer that. BW Woodworking said all them young fellows in the house. Yes, Mike's 21st birthday, you know, he's been waiting a long time for this. We'll also say this, Mike says, there have been people wondering what would be left standing if the two of us were in proximity. Guess we're about to find out. Now, what did I do with my little speed square? So dumb. I set it down, right on the table. Y'all probably saw where I set it to. It's so dumb. So much ADHD. What ADHD degree are you? See, because I'm like a 10th, I'm black, like 10th degree ADHD. Where is it? All right, we can do it with this for now. I set my speed square down. I need to have a better one of those anyway. 90-degree angle. Three inches. Not the tool of choice for this. That looks pretty accurate. Let's find that speed square. Find the speed square. It's gotta be close, guys. It just has to be. There it is. All right, most important part here is line it up on the other side so it's within the two lines I made over there, and then square it up, and I mean really square it up. You want to check it from both sides, make sure it's at 90. Remember our square rule of carpentry, always making sure that there's a 90-degree angle between these meaty components, unless you have something worked out. There's other ways to do things, but you know, learn the rules first. We got one laid out there. Then I want to actually use the next one, which is this piece of SYP right here. I put my square in like this, make sure it's 90 with this piece here, and then I find 3 inches from that point, make a mark there, use the reference edge, which is the tie beam here, the long heavy beam, as my straight edge, and then make a line there. So now I have my lines laid out for this piece completely. Well, no, this is the next piece. So I have that one there. So now what I got to do is go back over to the other side and line that up, make sure that's square. Maybe that I have to use a different board from this. That square right there. So 3 inches is right there. That doesn't look, yeah, that is square actually here. So that's good. That means we've done pretty accurate work up until now. So that's good. I'm gonna make a line right here. Now you see I've got a mortise set. Well, that's the 3. I need to do it again. Never mind, guys. Told y'all I got 80H to the 10th degree. Yeah, that's straight right there. Alright, now we got that line, that line. So we got both these mortises. They're going to have to be dovetailed. Well, they don't have to be, but I'm going to do them that way. It leaves tension for the whole thing. I could probably hold this thing up with no dowels in it. Like, people don't know. I put a lot of engineering energy into design and engineering on this. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let me read some of Mike's stuff. Birthday boy Mike. Everybody go to Mike. Everybody, all 34 of you, go to Mike's channel and subscribe. Mike is a member here. I'm a member of Mike's channel because I like to learn the stuff that he teaches me, and especially when he makes this pull plane for me and sends it my way without even asking any questions or doing a drawing, I'm gonna really appreciate that too. So like Mike is a good friend, and so go there and subscribe to his channel. Make it like 10 or 15 subscriptions so that when he finishes this pull plane, he's really doesn't even think twice about sending it to me, which is where it belongs, here in its home. As soon as he finishes making that blade looks perfect, the body looks nice, I'm gonna use that thing, man. It's gonna be mine. It's gonna be mine. I'm gonna buy the person out who wins the spin. Anyway, Mike's about to get some Venmo, right? Tonight's probably crazy up in there. People throwing stuff at him. Anyway, we love Mike. We appreciate Mike, and we appreciate all of y'all. Mike is celebrating his birthday tonight. I think he said, what, man? I mean, he was lying because he's trying to drink, but I think he said he's turned 21. So we got a Mike birthday tonight. Appreciate everybody being here today. I love y'all. Get a little sun backlight here. See, like that? Like that? I look sophisticated with old man glasses and my hat and my brim popped up like that. If I do say so myself, and I do. Go check out Mike's page. Check out Wes Does It. Check out Carrie Frasca. Check out Heather B. Check out the thing with Dave. BW Wood Turning has a free lesson. All his opportunities. Billy Shoemate. Appreciate you. Who else did we have in here today? Dan, we had Dan, but there's several Dan channels, so I got to get the right Dan channel here. We also, Matthew from Happy Curmudgeon Carving, Daniel Gandara, friend of the program and member. Ruiz was here, Frostbite Digital. Check out Frostbite Digital's channel. And we had, I got to get to their name because I don't want to go without saying, it's Dave. Dave. Where are you, Dave? Anyways, Dave, maybe Mike can help me with that. What's Dave's channel? Not the one that you were on with the other night. Well, maybe he doesn't know Dave. Dave's new to him. Yeah, man, one of them Mike is making stuff hats. Appreciate y'all, man. Once Dave pops back in here, Dan, Woodshed by Dan. That's it. Woodshed by Dan. Dan, not Dave. Appreciate y'all. 95 minutes later, we are going to roll out today. Have a great weekend. I might be popping in on Saturday, maybe not. You know, it happens. We're trying to figure out what the best time to go is, but definitely sub. Check out my Instagram. It's not very popping because I need y'all to join me there. And then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member. Check out Mike. Check out all these folks, and we'll have a great day. And I love y'all. Do the next right thing. There he is.